You saw the title, you get it. This week we're just going to be seeing how much I realistically read during the work week. So for starters, on Monday, I did finish this book, but spoiler alert, I have started this before. Like, this was not my first time picking this up, actually. I got to about chapter 11 my first time through, so, I mean, that's a pretty good price. But on Monday, I read probably the last 150-ish pages and finished this up. I did give it a 3 stars. To be honest, I'm just gonna put my Goodreads review right here, and that's all I have to say. The ending of this book really is what was the saving grace for my rating. It really answered some questions. It got the ball rolling. I see this is probably going to be a lengthy series, honestly. I need to look up whether or not it's going to be a... No way it's a duology. Maybe a trilogy. I'll have to look it up to see. However, the ending saved this book and it got me really intrigued. But for the majority of this book, I didn't even like Fisher. Yeah, so finished this Monday, but like I said, I started it last week, so a little bit left to go. And then today I started Not Another Love Song. Need to take the sticker off. Started this today. I'm on chapter 3. I don't really have too much to say yet other than I like the way our main character, Gwen, I like the way that she talks about music. You can tell it's just kind of like a part of her and it comes really naturally. And I think that's fun. I've never read, oh my god. Oh, the Target sticker ripped off part of the... Literally? Fuck you, Target. What the fuck? Anyway, I don't know. I'm interested in learning more about music, and I do feel like this is gonna be almost like an Allie Hazelwood. Like, okay, we're learning about chess. I'm learning about the violin and the cello. I'm learning about reading music, okay? I also did try to start Luck and Last Resorts. I got 1 chapter in, and I was just not feeling it. The 2 love interests already know each other, so they have a history, and I kind of wanted to learn, like, go along with the relationship as it was happening instead of playing catch up, if that makes sense. Like, I just wasn't in the mood to do that. Therefore, Not Another Love Song. I am really excited though. Like, the first 3 chapters have been really good and it did not take me long to get into it. We've divulged so much information in just 3 chapters, which is crazy. Hello, happy Tuesday. I'm currently in the Kroger parking lot. Just picked up my Starbucks. I also got a bagel because I'm starving. I am doing a Kroger pickup order for my office and I'm just like sitting here waiting on them to deliver it, and I'm just gonna enjoy my bagel. I'm just pretending like I don't work. I'm pretending like it's my stay-at-home life. Most certainly it's not. I also have like a haircut today, so pretty busy day for me. I love whenever I get these little moments where I can not be at the office, and it really breaks up my week, because otherwise it's just work, and it's kind of boring, you know what I mean? Genuinely starting to fear that no one is coming. I've been sitting here for almost 30 minutes and 5 other cars have come and gone and nothing, literally nothing. I've double checked that I'm in the right Kroger a couple times, and I'm gonna have to call or something. I'm getting kind of stressed out about this. They just called me. And I'm freaking out. I don't know if I did something wrong. Like, I literally didn't. I did what I always do, just put in the spot, and they normally just bring it right out. But they're like, we're just confirming, like, before we come out there. I'm like, hello? I don't know. Maybe it's because this is the first time I was ever like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Like, I did that because I went through the Starbucks drive-thru, which is like it's literally right there. Like, I'm looking at it. And I just said that I'd be there in 20 minutes or whatever, you know, just trying to be helpful because the line was long and I got on my phone. I was like, I might as well do something useful. It looks so cute. I really like it. Okay. Fun. I've never dyed my hair or anything. So like anytime I get a haircut, I'm like, wow, new me. But I thought we'd do a haul. I came home to a few packages. One of them is my prescription. I'm thinking about doing a little like acne journey because I know you've noticed homegirl is suffering with adult acne and I've had it for about 6 years, but I finally found a dermatologist willing to help me and not just yell at me and recommend me tretinoin, even though I'm like, it doesn't work. But I got this cream. Hopefully it solves all my life's problems. It's so depressing. My insurance would not cover this because they don't value skin troubles. So I had to pay $150 out of pocket. I literally wanted to cry, but I am willing to try anything. I can't do this anymore. It's literally been 6 years. I'm doing this, a heavy dose of spironolactone, 100 milligrams, and then she told me to mix in tretinoin 2 times a week, just mix it together with this Winlevi. So I'm really hoping that it helps. The tretinoin is 0.25%, and then this is 1. And she said that Winlevi and spironolactone together like go really well because spironolactone, I cannot talk. Spironolactone is an androgen blocker on like internally, and then this does it externally, like topical androgen blocker. So hopefully that works for $150. I hope it does. But I also got a Free People order. I don't normally shop here regularly. Like, of course I would love to. Free People is probably like, when I think of my style, I would say it is, look at Free People. Like, I really vibe with a lot of the stuff that they have there. However, there's a few things, like I have had some of the stuff, this specifically has been, like I've wanted it for almost a year and a half now. But Free People doesn't really do deals. It's spend money and sometimes you can have free shipping or whatever. But they actually did a deal that I felt like was worth it. It was spend $150, which, you know, like Free People, you could literally buy 2 things. In my case, 3. I spent like $160 and I got 3 things, and they give you $50. And I was like, that's a deal in my eyes. I got this cute workout tank top. I'm gonna see how it looks, and if I like it, I'm wearing it today to bar. I don't care. I literally saw a girl wearing that at my Pure Barre gym, and I was like, me like. This is like a crop top, and I did not think it was gonna be a crop top. I don't know if you can tell. I'll have to try it on. Oh, this is like a little shawl like shirt. I hope it looks cute. It was only 1 size. And if it looks ugly, I'm gonna cry. Because I hate sending stuff back, but like I will. I'm not missing out on my cash. I hate when people don't send stuff back and they're like, I just lost that money. What do you mean? What do you mean? No, give me my money back. Those of you who are curious, we've definitely made some progress on the fireplace. Yeah, I spent 3 hours just on this section last night. This rock, the grout, and then these 2. I will be keeping her because I do think it's cute. Like, I do just think it's cute to work out in, you know? However, everyone was like, it's oversized, it's oversized. I fear it's not long enough. Why is it so cropped? No, I hate it. It's going back. Normally, I would wear like a tank top under this, but since I already had this white shirt on, you know that saying that's like, don't meet your idols. For me, it's like, don't buy that stuff you've had in your cart for years. Ew! It was so much cuter in my head. Please tell me you see the vision. Okay, I have to go to work now. It is Thursday. Yesterday I read 198 pages. Can you see? Read that. I didn't take my camera with me after my lunch break because it died. So I wasn't able to get footage until I read yesterday evening. But I read a little bit at work, and then I read waiting for my bar class because I'm really liking this book. Like, I went to bed thinking about it. So that's a good sign. Like, I'm really enjoying this. It's actually really interesting because I was like not thinking it was dual POV, and it's really not, because Alex or Xander, he has 2 different names, Secret Identity, but he just kind of pops in every now and then. I think we've had 2 POVs from him, and they're like 3 pages max. They're not very long, and it just kind of pops in. It's majorly Gwen's POV, which is interesting because it's not like a true setup, you know? I don't think I've ever had one where it's like they just pop in for a thought here or there. I'm really hoping I get to read. I'm also hoping that I get a coffee this morning. Where the magic happens. No, I did want to talk about not another love song a little bit. I am on chapter 17. Only read one chapter so far today, but for starters, this book has insane tension. I would be reading this at work and I would literally have to be like, hold. It's going so good so far. Like I said previously, Xander is Alex and Alex is Xander, but he's keeping his identity, his Xander persona, secret because his mom was a famous violinist. His mom is who was in her audition when she auditioned for the company that she's playing for. And he wanted to, you know, keep his new like music identity a secret because when people knew that that was his mom, they treated him really differently. It was like they didn't value him, they valued like his connection and what he represented. Okay, so at the beginning she is going to play a wedding with her roommate and they're like, actually we don't want a violin, we want a cello, and she on the spot was able to look at the music and change it from violin to cello in her head. And I don't even know how one would do that. Like obviously that's very impressive, and he was so intrigued by that and he was asking her all these questions like, you just did that, you just sight read, you just did that on the spot, like hello. But then he was basically like obsessed with her. He was like, please get a coffee with me, let's go to dinner, let's write music, please play for me. Like he's obsessed with her. And honestly, Miss Julie Soto, she's doing a really good job like describing the music. Like she's comparing it to stuff. It sounded like water droplets. It sounded like a rush of wind. Like she's like describing it so well that you feel like you can really hear it. And like you can get the vibe of like what they're playing and how it's making them feel. I actually have never read a Julie Soto book, but now I definitely think that I'm gonna have to go through and read her other books because I'm geeked. This is so good. Like, I'm like, morning. Yesterday, a lot went down. And I also realized that they called like the cello suite number 4. That's anytime it's Alex chapter, since he doesn't really get like a dedicated POV, traditional swap bag each chapter. So far he's had like 4 POVs. Almost going back in time for some of them. Like one of them was just how he found his manager who sucks. I hate him and I hate his stepdad so much. Like everyone, I think it does show like a real portrayal of the music industry though. Like although this is more classical music, it still lines up with what we've heard and seen like through all these years about how all these managers are corrupt and like people are just trying to steal your music and not give you credit. I made it to chapter 24 last night. I read 74 pages last night. A lot has happened. We've reached our 3rd act conflict. It is so frustrating, especially because this entire book, Alex has been communication king. Like going out of his way. Stop, don't ever think that. This is what my intentions were with that. She keeps trying to leave. She has this whole thing where her mom died of cancer and she had to sit there and like be with her. She was dying. And so then when her granddad died, she just left and like knew he was gonna die and went and took a science test. That's actually horrible and kind of sad, but whatever. I get it. Protect your heart or whatever. But anytime there's any kind of minor conflict or misunderstanding, she's not a big I'm gonna ask questions girl. They tried to record a track together and the manager was like, no, not unless she signs with me, because of course he's trying to manipulate her into this deal just like she did Alex. And of course he was like, no. Like he was like, no. And she's over here like, oh my god, he doesn't want to work with me, he doesn't want me to get an agent, blah blah blah. And I'm like, it's very obvious that he has like nefarious purposes. But she's just so like naive and easily manipulated that she's just like, they just want the best for me. And I'm like, girl, nobody wants the best for you. But we're in the 3rd act conflict currently. She is treating him like 2 different people and he's not. Basically he's just like, without giving too much away, he's like, sure I have 2 different names, but they're both me. Like you can't just only pick one half of me. They're both me, although I have 2 different names. And she's like, no. It kind of reminded me of the Happy Ever After playlist, if you've ever read that. At the end, like if you know, you know, the concert and all. It reminded me of that for 5 seconds and I was like, if this goes the same way, I'm gonna be so cringed out, and I'm about to do all my research to see who released what first. It didn't, but it kind of reminded me of that for a second. It's like, I hate when other people are manipulating the situation. I'm like, and it's so frustrating because this whole time he's been so communicative. Like, he has been expressing his feelings. He was shot down by her a couple times and he didn't give up, but he wasn't like creepy about it. Like, he knows what he wants and he has been communicative about it. Anyway, I have to go to work. I'm sure I've talked past, yeah, needing to leave, and I'm finishing this today. It's literally so beautiful outside. I hope you enjoy the bird song ASMR. I did finish Not Another Love Song. It was only 39 pages left, so I just kind of threw it back, chugged it. I think that probably my final rating for this will be a 4 stars, because although I did really enjoy it, I just feel like our characters lack a little bit of maturity, especially considering I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be 28 and she's supposed to be 23. I feel like their little tiff was basically for no reason, because they barely even had a conversation about it and were like, let's get back together. We should have never been apart. We'll both just give up what we're working on. And I was just like, okay, well, why don't we just do that to begin with? She realized, oh yeah, he is both of these people. And it's just like, duh. So because of that, I'm giving it a 4 stars. Like I said, it was a really fun time. Like, I did really enjoy it. The emotional connection was there. I do think that they fell in love very quickly, but also, like, it's a romance. As for how many pages I've read a grand total of 479 pages. I read basically like 1.5 books. 1.5. We'll go with that. Toodles.